If we go back to Matthew chapter 27, verse 51, it says, "And behold, the veil of the temple was rent or torn in twain," which is two, "from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake and the rocks rent." And we notice how the veil of the temple was ripped from the top to the bottom, showing that it was God himself making that veil being torn apart. It wasn't from the bottom to the top where man could have cut it. It was from God in heaven cutting that veil down. But what we want to focus on tonight is that this scripture marks out two different groups of people who appraised Calvary differently. All right? So, let's read that verse again. "And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom." That's the first group. Now, at the same time, we have a different group. "And the earth did quake and the rocks rent." So here we see inside the temple, one group of people having the veil of the temple being rent, which always used to hide the holiest of holies. So in the temple, many of you know, there'd be an outer court, and everyone could come and worship in the outer court. Then a little bit closer in would be the inner court. But then there was a place called the holiest of holies, and only the priest could enter into that place once a year. And there was a veil that covered that holiest of holies, and no one else could see in there except the priest when he went in once a year. So the Jews, we're gonna talk about the two different groups that are appraisers here. And just stay with me at the beginning. We're going somewhere, so just focus. The Jews gave a low appraisal of Jesus Christ. In fact, they appraised Jesus, which was the Word in flesh in their day. They appraised Jesus less than Barabbas. So what we read there at the beginning, where they were in Pilate's court, they wanted Barabbas over Jesus. What were they saying? They valued Barabbas, a thief, a robber, and a murderer, over Jesus Christ. And because they did not recognize the value of Christ in their day, they didn't receive the benefits of the sacrifice. Remember, our title is Appraisal of the Sacrifice. And for the past 2,000 years, the Jews have reaped the benefits of giving a low appraisal of Jesus Christ. For years, in wars and in battles, they have been killed and slaughtered. And if you look in the fifth seal, there's millions that have been martyred, the Jews. Why? Because 2,000 years ago, when Christ came to them in flesh, they turned him down. Amen. They gave a low appraisal on Jesus Christ. And this evening, we're going to be talking a little principles that Brother Branham brought in the seven seals can be applied to our lives as young people and as we grow up in our everyday life. So, the sacrifice, which was Jesus, and we know that the reason we would call him the sacrifice is because he was the atonement. Or you could say he was the lamb that was being killed in order for the sins of people and generations past and in our day as well. So Jesus died.